welcome back. Our final act tonight have travelled many miles to come to entertain us today from Gloucestershire. So thank you for coming right up to the northeast to see us today. Really generous of you. It's quite unique actually tonight because we've got two acts on tonight that are mentioned in a chapter of a book by Rob Young called Electric Eden. So that's quite unique. So nobody else has got that can say that, but tonight. Even the artists don't know they're mentioned in these books. Right. So just to remember, Stonecrow can be seen in Cropton tomorrow as well, I believe. And Stonecrow have got some CDs at the back, as have our guests here tonight. Okay, behind me. You're on?
Bishop with Terry Ferdinand from 1 o'clock tomorrow till 2.
All right.
And also on Monday.
Thank you. Okay, can you please give a big Saltburn welcome to Tinkerscuss?
For thousands of years, people have gathered together in groups just like this. For warmth, for security, for safety, and to hear the tales from the storyteller or the shanahan. For the storyteller held the lifeblood of the people. The storyteller knew which marriages had been made, which bargains had been struck. The storyteller knew which wars had been fought, the battles lost, the battles won. And many parts of the world still value their storyteller or the shanahan now. And one of those parts of the world is Australia. And our first song is from Australia. It's about a tribal elder of the Balmardi clan called Nipakapirigi. And his greatest fear was that everything he'd learned from his father, passed down from generations of fathers before him, would soon be forgotten. Fortunately, somebody was listening. Falcon flew in dreamtime. The old man fanned the flames. The old man knew the names. The old man knew the rules. The old man knew the land could die, fall through the hands of fools. And he cried for the loss of his knowledge. My ears don't hear so clearly now, my eyes are almost blind, but I can read the warnings, I can see the signs, I can hear the whispers that the ghosts have left behind, and they cry for the loss of the knowledge. They say thank you for the virgin, thank you for the radio, thank you for your iron sheets, your bullets and your blades. Thank you for the whiskey, the dirty nylon dresses, your blankets and diseases. Thank you, say the shades. And thank you for these engines. Thank you for the oil, they say. Now you own the future. Now you own the soil. Thank you to the elders, and thank you to the singers, the keepers of the dreams, the keepers of the names. Thank you to the falcons, and thank you for the dream time. Thank you for the life that springs like magic from the flame. Thank you to the dancers, to those who raise the phoenix, those who listen hard to learn, try to do the same. Old Nipper's gone to dust and wind, and his bones lay in the sky. Listen, on a windy night, you hear old Nipper cry, knowing no one listened, knowing that he died. He cries for the loss of his knowledge, and he cries for the loss of his knowledge. We're going to do a seasonal song now, and it's one that works right the year through. And we're dedicating this one to Stormcrow. The back of the winter is broken, and light lingers long by the door. Now the seeds of the summer have spoken in the gowans that bloom on the shore. By night and day we'll sport and we'll play and delight as the dawn dances over the bay. Sleep blows the breath of the morning away, and we'll follow the heron home. In darkness we cradled our sorrows and stoked all our fires with beer. Now these bones that lie empty and hollow are ready for gladness to cheer. By night and day we'll sport and we'll play and delight as the dawn dances over the bay. Sleep blows the breath tonight we were meant to have the wonderful Jake Walton with us, but unfortunately Jake had a rather nasty incident with his kettle, which boiled dry on the auger. Needless to say, he scalded his hand so badly that he's been told he's not to play guitar for 3 months, which is a bit drastic, and he's feeling quite poorly and fed up because he really wanted to come. But we're going to sing some of his songs anyway, because they're good. Why not? And this is one that Jake wrote when the avenue of trees leading to his home was suddenly struck with Dutch elm disease. Because apparently there's a legend that links the oak and the elm together. I don't know whether you've heard of it. And if anything happens to the elm trees, the oaks are supposed to be shortly following them. Now there are some cynical people there that say, oh, that was ages ago. Trees don't do things in the same time scale. They live a slower life. They're wiser than we are. So for them it was yesterday. And do we not have sudden oak death? Maybe there's something in that. I returned one summer's day where childhood's years were spent in play, down the paths that off I'd strayed deep into the forest, deep into the forest, where time cast its seasons, and I cast aside, where the trees that once hung laden lay stripped 'neath the summer sky. Down through the years the tall tree, the wayside briar, ash and beech, willow by the running stream were here long before me. They were here long before me, and the trees give the shelter and the shade from the summer sun, and the fireside bright at evening, when the winter night draws in. Poets told of woodland scenes, silent grace of ancient trees, makers of the air we breathe, guardians of life. They're the guardians of life, and the tree is the symbol of the life force which flows, is drawn ever upward, as in truth the spirit grows. The oak and elm together grow, standing close in friendship's hold, leaves of deepest green unfold, lords of the forest. They're the lords of the forest, but the end lies a dying, and the old gives a sigh to a long, long trusted friend, to an old friend, a sigh. I'm going to do a song now that Kareem Polwart wrote, having watched a documentary on the BBC about the effects on families of losing people with HIV and related disorders. And she was particularly struck by this plucky little Glaswegian woman who was sat by her son's bed. And the son had AIDS-related dementia. It was slipping away bit by bit. His body was still there, his mind was already somewhere else she couldn't go. She was wringing her hands and saying, what's happened to her son? That lovely boy she brought into the world. So unjust that he can be taken from her in that way. Harrowing. But from such a harrowing scene, in the mind of someone like Kareem comes a fantastic song. So I'm going to share it with you. And it's on our album Nine Trees, with Kareem's permission. This is Fire Thief. Stole the heart of my bonny laddie, all alone and alone-io, and left me another lad in his body, down where I cannot go, down where I cannot follow. Who stole the light from my laddie's eyes, all alone and alone-io, and left me another lad in disguise, down where I cannot go, down where I cannot follow. Who stole the words from my laddie's tongue, all alone and alone-io, and left me a prickle of skin and bone, down where I cannot go, down where I cannot follow. Who stole today, and who stole tomorrow, and left me with nothing, nothing but dull and sorrow, but dull and sorrow. Oh, I know the name of the fire thief, all alone But you can't grow a tree from a fallen leaf. Down where I cannot go, down where I cannot go, down where I cannot follow. Down where I cannot go. There are a lot of tales related to the sea and the creatures that live in the sea. And there are a lot more tales about the creatures that live half in the sea and half not. I'm sure at least some of you will have heard about Selkies. You may have heard the story of the Selkie child who was always naughty in school, looking out the window at the waves and not concentrating. Or the Selkie bride that went to events and got everything wrong and laughed at funerals and cried at weddings. Nobody had written one about the Selkie Mother, so I did. Because it occurred to me that if you follow the tale to its natural conclusion, i.e. man falls in love with woman on beach, takes her home, marries her, she's a Selkie, you know how that one goes, must not find the skin. And they have a child, and she finds the skin. So what's greater, the call of the sea or the love of a mother for a child? Weigh that one if you will. Well, the sea won, but being a good mother, this Selkie woman gave her child one last lullaby and promised that she'd always be there. But the child, on coming down to the sea, must turn her back and never look at the mother. She'd be behind her, she'd talk to her, she'd advise and she'd comfort her. She couldn't see her. Hush now, my child, the time is for sleeping. I'll sing you a song that carries the sound of the sea. Wind over wave moans as if weeping. Sweet one, be brave, you'll never be parted from me. Child all alone, come to the sea when you're pining. Call out my name, don't stand with your back to the shore. Don't turn around, I will be right there behind you. For to look in my eyes is never to see me no more. Hush now, my child, the time is for sleeping. I'll sing you a song that carries the sound of the sea. Wind over wave moans as if weeping. Sweet one, be brave, you'll never be parted from me. water. I need a drop.
Oh, that's a thought. Bring my water out. You can have some of mine if you'd like. Or is there a spare bottle there?
I don't mind if it's been touched, but thank you very much.
Stormcrow haven't got cooties. Don't care. Shooty.
Shooty cooties.
Are any of you familiar with imp technology? Some of you may have read a little Terry Pratchett, and you'll understand that some things only work when you have an imp in them. This is run on the same principle. It's called a shruti box because a shruti imp lives in it. When you squeeze it, there are little pins in it, and they beset the imp about his person. And depending on which of the tuning pegs you move, the pins hit the imp in certain places. But it's okay, he's a kinky imp, he likes it like that. This is a song dedicated to all the travelling people, certainly in current times, because they've been good to me. The Banfields gave me a roof over my head when I had none. The Lees have always been there to advise me. The Brazils taught me everything I needed to know about horses. If you make a friend of the Roma, you got a friend for life. But do yourself a favour. Don't mess them about. Oh, you who own land and choose to raise fences, I'll speak from my heart, though my words may displease you. Black Sarah, protect me. Oh, the good God in heaven, he meant all his people to live as they choose without harming each other. You are no longer my brother. You stop me and my family drinking of God's own clear streams and grazing the horses. I was born on the road, raised in field and in forest. Now I live in a broken down caravan park. Black Sarah console me. I'll dream of the past with the seasons we'd circle. Oh, how can we call only one place our home? You make our lives bleak as your own. Surround us with laws and with government bombs. Try to teach our children your ways, but their hearts will choose freedom. I'll try to forget the nightmares I read in your palm. I'll take only your money. Black Sarah, forgive me. Oh, lead me, I pray, as you led the two Marys. With love and strength brought them safe to the land. I'm sure they're conspiring. Every time they do that behind my back, I think, uh-oh. Is there going to be cling film over the lavatory seat again when I go back to the flat? Or something equally horrendous, like the sugar and the salt swapped over? They're mean to me, you know, because I'm here cold, they pick on me. And you can tell I'm completely defenceless, can't you? Not. It's a song you might have heard, maybe not like this. I'm going to need some help in the middle, I'll let you know when. We're rocking the jock tonight. Why weep ye by the tide, lady? Why weep ye by the tide? I'll wed you to my younger son, and you shall be his bride. You shall be his bride, lady, so comely to be seen. But I shall lure the tears to pour, Jock O Hazeldean. No, let this wilful grief be done, dry those cheeks of pale. Young Frank is chief of Barrington, the Lord of Langley Dale. His step is first in peaceful halls, his sword in battle keen. But I shall lure the tears to fall, Jock O Hazeldean. A cat to gouge you shall nae lack, nor king to bind you there, nor mettled hound, nor marriage cord, nor Humphrey thread shall bear. And you, the foremost stone of all, shall ride on forest green. But I shall lure the tears to fall, Jock O Hazeldean. It's okay, you can clap if you want. The kirk was decked of morning tide, the tapers glimmered fair. Young priest and bridegroom wait by, the dame and knight were there. They searched for her in bar and hall, the lady was to see. She's on the border and the wall. She's on the border, she's on the border, she's on the border and the wall. Jock O Hazeldean. She's on the border and the wall. She's on the border. She's on the border and the wall. She's on the border. She's on the border and the wall. Jock O Hazeldean. I'll tear off over the border. And I'd have gone too, because he was a looker. around the year in the illustrious company of Lady Breed or Bridget. She'll answer to most anything. Patron queen of the Briganti tribe who came up this far when they could kick the Parisi out of the way. And oh, they did. Which makes a change, believe you me, because there have been times when everybody out there has known what I'm going to do next and I haven't. But it's okay, they usually give me clues.
As long as we know what she thinks she's going to do, that's okay.
I know what I did. That's another tale for another day. And speaking of tales, this is a new one for us. And this is the third time we've sung it live. Brand spanking new. It's based on an old Welsh folk tale of somebody that disappears into the fairy country to emerge a long time later. As I went out to Quarrystone, my pick upon my shoulder, I heard a singing nightingale and sat upon a boulder. Her song was babbling like a brook that runs through ferny gill. I saw her singing to the sky, and all around grew still. High up in the sycamore, crescendos filled the air, and I sat ever watching of time's passage unaware. And when the notes had died away, the sycamore died too, withered every leaf and branch as the cold wind blew. Long the sycamore may live and fairy spells prevail, long as lasts the lilting songs of the nightingale. I rubbed my eyes and looked again. Alas, the bird had flown. All thought of labour's left my mind. I hurried back for home. An old man sat on the porch. What are you doing here? The old man said, this is my house. I've been here 50 years. Long the sycamore may live and fairy spells prevail, long as lasts the lilting song of the nightingale. What is your name, lad? Then said he. Why, Roderick, I said. My great-grandfather spoke of you, but you were thought long dead. For you went out to Quarrystone, and long they searched in vain. Now Roderick from times of old has wandered home again. Long the sycamore may live and fairy spells prevail, long as lasts the lilting song of the nightingale. Yet another instrument change. Oh, so it is indeed. My big sister's in the audience tonight, which is something you don't expect when you've travelled so far from home. But it's okay. She emigrated to Yorkshire a long time ago. And she talks like that now. I've got a dialect coach here as well, Wendy Hebblethwaite. Believe me, with a name like that, I can trust her to tell me that this is not water, it's water. The lessons have been long and difficult. The worst one was how to shorten my arms and lengthen my pockets. But Big Sister likes this one because she gets a name check in it. But I'm not sure she likes the result, for the Annie in the story doesn't fare very well. I actually thought it was a Scottish song. Sung it for over a decade. It was in really strong dialect, so I unravelled it and anglicised it. As soon I hear you cry, and I had to for some. And I did some research and I found out that it was written 20 minutes from where I live in a little village called Heron. It's a bit of a disappointment to find it was in the Cotswolds all the time and not written up in Edinburgh or something. But it was written by a gentleman from Caledonian parts. There once was a merchant who lived in Strathdenney, and he had but a daughter, and her name it was Annie. And she met with a merchant who lived in Dumbarton, and he's got this bonny lass, big with baby. Oh, you'll take ship with me, and you'll be my honey. What more can a woman do than I will do for you? They hadn't been sailing a week, but scarce any. Oh, Captain, take my gold, I am Captain, take money, and steer for the dry land for the sake of my baby. How can I take your gold, and how can I take money, when there's faith folk on my ship, she will not steer for me. Take me by the fingers and lift me up wholly, and cast me overboard, and take no pity on me. He's taken her by the fingers and lifted her wholly, and he's cast her overboard, though she was his own dearie. See how she swims, and see how she swaggers. She'll not leave off swimming till she comes to some dry land. His love, she was there when he's come to the dry land, and he found her lying there on the cold sea strand. Her baby was born and lying at her feet, for the loss of his fond love sore do need a drink, but this one, because I'm going to tell you another story. Not very far from here is a lake called Summer Water, which you may have visited. And apparently, if you